Hi everyone, welcome to our vlog today. So my name's Dr. Jackie Tyree and I'm based at Swansea University and I'm one of the co-investigators on this, what we think, wonderful research project on children's participation in schools. So our vlog today is going to focus on something called reflective thematic analysis, which is a type of a method for analysing qualitative data. And we're going to find out a bit more about this today from our project expert in the subject, Patrizio DeRossi. He's one of our research associates from UE, the University of West of England. So I'm going to ask Patrizio a few questions and he's going to kind of give us a little bit more detail about this. So Patrizio, welcome to our vlogs. Thank you for coming on today. You're welcome. So my first question, can you just tell us a little bit about what reflective thematic analysis is, please?
So reflective thematic analysis is a qualitative research method. It focuses on identifying, analyzing, and defining patterns, they are called also themes, within qualitative research. This method was developed by Virginia Brown and Victoria Clark. The main characteristics are that this method is flexible and emphasize the active role of the researcher in interpreting data based on their own perspectives and experiences. So, as we said, the main characteristics are flexibility, so it can be adapted to different research contexts. It doesn't follow strict rules, but is provide the tools to make sense of data that can be then tailored to different research contexts and questions. And this flexibility allows the researcher to explore data in a way that best suits their study. As we said, the other important thing is the researcher view, experience, and reflection are important in the reflective thematic analysis and are considered fundamental in interpreting the data. This method acknowledges that complete objectivity is impossible and valued in this way the perception of the researcher, because there's also in this reflective thematic analysis involve multiple rounds of coding, interpreting, and reflecting on the data, helps the researcher to get deeper understanding of the research topic. And the last point, but is not the least important, is the reflexivity. So the researcher, they are critically reflect on their role and their influence through the research project. And so it involves also examining the personal biases, assumption, and experience, how they can impact the analysis, ensuring in this way a more transparent and credible study.
So my second question is so you've explained what reflective thematic analysis are, some of the elements involved in reflective thematic analysis. Can you just let me know what we used reflective thematic analysis for in this particular project?
Oh, in this project, we used the reflective thematic analysis to analyze the 2 rounds of interview we had with the teachers involved in the project. So the analysis of the first round interviews is almost complete, and the second round is actually currently under being analyzed.
Fab. Thank you. So we used it with teachers, and before and after we did an intervention.
Yeah.
So just thinking on that, can you outline a little bit more detail the stages of reflective thematic analysis that we used?
Yes, I can share.
Great. So I think Patrizio is just going to share something with us so that we can see, because sometimes it's really helpful to visually have some ideas and pinpoints. So you can now see what Patrizio is going to talk about. So take it away, Patrizio.
So there's this process is considered like 6 phases. Is the first one, you familiarize with your data, so you read through all the interviews multiple times. You take initial codes, and then, as we were saying before, you start coding. So you identify label segments. So for example, in our research, we start coding segments. For example, where teachers were discussing challenge to children participation. And then we start generating teams. Teams you group, we group codes into potential teams. For example, all the codes related to a challenge with children participation, then were grouped under a broader team called the Barriers to Children Participation. And then we start reviewing the teams. So the teams work if the teams work in relation with the data coded or the entire data set. So as you can see from the arrow, is not a linear process, but you go back and forward all the time, and then you write a detailed analysis for each team, defining why they are important. For example, in the barriers to children participation, we have like sub teams like pedagogy or cultural environment or expectations. And then the last point is writing up. So you combine all the team into a coherent narrative, and then supported by the data that come from interview and contextualized with the existing literature on the topic.
Amazing. That's a very impressive summary of quite a lot of information. So my final question really for our little vlog is, do you have any reflections on having used that and how it went, and any of the challenges or the processes of using that in practice? Because it's all very well in theory, but sometimes the practice isn't quite
as smooth. I think I go straight on the positive and negative aspects of the reflective thematic analysis. In a way, it's negative, but I would say more challenging. Is time consuming, so it requires significant time and effort. And also the other one is related to the subjectivity. So if it's not managed properly, can produce bias. But this also, it can be a positive aspect when it's well balanced, because there's a good engagement of the researcher, so is actively involved, because it's flexible, is suitable for a wide range of research contexts, and as we mention a lot of time in the research project, because you are so involved in the data, reading and rereading. You produce a deep, nuanced understanding of the data you have.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to draw out for us today, or should we call it a day and tell everyone to get in touch with us if they have any questions?
Oh, we can, yes. If they want to ask a question, I'm more than happy to answer. Or if they want, people need some literature, I can, we can add another slide with the final slide with some relevant literature. I can.
Yeah, I think the best thing to say for this vlog is please do go onto our website, which I am getting up to share now. But if you have any questions, just get in touch with us. Our email address is child.participation@ue.ac.uk. So get in touch, drop us an email, use whatever methods of communication you want to get in touch with us, and we can answer any questions anyone has about reflective thematic analysis and how we've used it. So thanks for tuning in today. Bye from Patrizio and I.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.